Good evening. I'm back to reiterate my request to discontinue opening prayers at legislative sessions, especially after today's invocation, mistakenly calling this a sacred space. According to the county minutes of the 90 legislative meetings since January 2020, 49 were opened by spoken prayer and 41 by silent prayer. Of the spoken prayers, 94% have been Christian and 6% Jewish. When I asked my legislator if I could give a secular invocation, I was told that only ordained ministers with congregations are invited. I found 2 times in 2020 that don't seem to conform to your rule. In June, a legislator who was the executive director of a temple, and in August, the Reverend Raquel Serrano of something called Parachurch Hand Foundation. It doesn't appear from Googling that she is an ordained minister or that the organization she represents is a congregation. This country is supposed to have separation of church and state, but the Supreme Court ruled in Greece versus Galloway that opening prayers are permitted and should be implemented in a non-discriminatory process. I implore you not to waste your time and taxpayer dollars on a new process, but instead to disband the practice. Otherwise, you should be prepared for the experience of Ottawa County, Michigan, when the Satanic Temple gave their invocation. Predictably, the same Christians who demand tolerance of their prayers by the rest of us were most intolerant of that opening prayer and made the news in the process. Let the town of Greece be your inspiration. They abandoned the practice in 2020. I'll close by asking you 3 things. 1, when a minister asks God to give you guidance, if you don't all come to the same conclusion and vote unanimously, does that mean that the minister's God ignored the plea, or that the minister's God gave some of you contrary instructions, or that some of you went against God's will? For those 41 sessions that weren't opened by a prayer, was this legislative body any less effective or more paralyzed for lack of intervention by an invisible and imaginary power? If not, then aren't opening prayers purely performative, in which case dispensing with them is the most prudent course of action? Thank you.